What is up, you guys? Namicon here, putting you my perspective as to what everything is bringing us. And today, I'll be talking about Mobile Suit Zeta Gundam, the sequel to the original show that debuted in March 2nd, 1985. The show lasted for 50 episodes, had 3 volumes of manga, and had 3 movies as a compilation of the series. The show was created by Gundam creator Toshiyuki Tomino, with the anime starting Nobuo Tobita, Miyuki Matsuota, Shuichi Ikeda, Maya Okamoto, and Hirotaka Suzuki. Zeta Gundam is set 8 years after the original series. It stars new protagonist Camille Bidan, a teenager who is a member of the Anti-Earth Union Group, or AEUG for short. He is also the main pilot of 2 Gundam machines throughout the series, including the Zeta Gundam. The AEUG is attempting to defeat the Titans, as they are a task force under the Earth Federation who are trying to hunt down remaining Zeons. They also kill anyone who demands equal rights for space citizens. His parents are employees of the Earth Federation, and unfortunately they are both caught in the crossfires of a war between the Titans and the AEUG. The war has unfortunately resulted in their deaths, with Camille planning to visit them whenever he visits the AEUG headquarters. During his attempt to meet up with his family, Camille bumps into what was going to be his main rival, Jared Mesa, a Titan officer in the rookie ranking who insulted him, and they both decide to get into a fist fight. They will fight more reoccurringly in Gundam machines as the show goes on. Zeta Gundam is a really good show. For one, the story compared to the first show is a lot darker. A lot of the characters face off their morality, along with the fact that the show tackles serious issues. The show also looks better than the first show. Like, the animation was improved quite a bit. Like, compare Zeta Gundam to the first show. Yeah, the contrast is there. It's really stark. The action sequences also look a lot better. Like, man, this show still holds up from a visual standpoint. Like, mid-80s show, and it looks better than a couple of shows that are coming out today. Like, that's crazy. And it also shows up not only from a visual standpoint, but from an action and story standpoint too. And for an 80s show, this show is highly progressive. Why did I say that? Well, it's because half of the pilots in Zeta Gundam are women. And those women are pretty important characters in the show. Characters like Fa, Rekawa, Sarah, Four, and Haman Kar are all key pieces to the story of the show. And they can use the mobile suits too. I imagine back in the day, seeing the amount of women in the show being in the battlefield is unheard of. That said, the show was maybe it's normal. Maybe it is normal from an American standpoint, or maybe it's not. Or maybe it is normal in the Japanese viewpoint, or maybe it wasn't. But if it wasn't, yeah, that's pretty progressive. This show was ahead of its time. So that said, the show is not perfect. One criticism I have is the pacing. That was an issue I have with the first show, and I feel it was not addressed with Zeta Gundam. Story goes by pretty quickly at times, and there were segments that were only talked about once and never talked about again. There were times where I have lost track of where the show is at because of how rough the pacing is. Another criticism is the romance. Yeah, I'm sorry, it did not work in this show for me. It just feels incredibly half-baked and tacked on. There were so many tacked-on romances that just came out of nowhere. I'm not particularly big on Camille's relationship with Ford. Sure, it does make their conflict more interesting, but man, the romance between them came very quickly and out of nowhere too. Like, slow down a little. That's another reason as to why the pacing was an issue with the show. Since Zeta Gundam is a sequel to the original Gundam show, we get to see characters from the previous shows, or the previous show, see how they are doing. Amuro, who is the main character in the first show, is now lives in a mansion where he can go as he pleases, or so we thought. He was actually put in a house arrest after the war that happened in the first show because of the government's distrust in new types. He joins along in the battle in Zeta Gundam. Pretty cool that he still got it after all the years he has left the battlefield. Another returning member is Char. Yeah, Char is back, and he's a member of the AEUG. Although he doesn't go by Char for the majority of the show. He goes by Quattro Bagina. He's still the GOAT in Zeta Gundam. Bright Noah is also a returning member, as he is now part of the AEUG as the former captain of the White Base during the 1-year war. He has also become the captain of the AEUG spaceship Argama. I do like that he put his adversity with Char to the side because the war that they were in is a lot bigger than their animosity towards each other. So much so that they formed the core military leadership in the AEUG. Shows how much Bright has grown since he became the captain of a much bigger organization. Some other characters from the first show also show up as well. So Frau shows up for a little bit. Even Sayla shows up. Although she only came as a cameo, but Sayla showing up is really cool. Honestly, I was pretty shocked. I was surprised to see her. Man, it was pretty cool to see her. Honestly, she was one of my favorites in the first Gundam show. Yeah. Otherwise, so Zeta Gundam is set in the Universal Century timeline, and so the Mobile Suit Gundam as a franchise is in so many timelines, and the first and Zeta Gundam is in the Universal Century timeline. And I'm new to this. I'm new to this franchise. I've only watched the first one, Zeta Gundam, and Iron-Blooded Orphans. Iron-Blooded Orphans is my favorite show in the Gundam franchise. I have seen the new Gundam movie, which is based on the new show G Quooks. Yeah, I like what I'm seeing. I'm just surprised. I was surprised to see Char in there, honestly. But otherwise, Zeta Gundam is a pretty good show, I would say. They did a couple of things that better than the original show, like the action, the animation, the story, the darker tone. There's a couple of things that Zeta Gundam did better than the first show, but this show still has some hiccups that I just could not ignore, honestly. I just hope that the shows that came after are a lot better. I do know that the first time I've heard of Gundam was Gundam Wing, which was Gundam's big breakthrough in the West, as far as I know. So as I move towards this franchise, as I get into more of it, I'll see what I stand on what my favorite Gundam show is. But for now it's Iron-Blooded Orphans, which Iron-Blooded Orphans is set in its own timeline. It's as far as I know, it's post-disaster. I think that's the only show that's set in the post-disaster timeline. They probably could expand on it, but Iron-Blooded Orphans is like almost a decade old, so probably not. But it's a shame, but I'm not sure what else you could do with the post-disaster timeline, since I feel that uh, Iron Blooded Orphans ended pretty well. But anyways, if you want to watch Zeta Gundam, Crunchyroll has it. Um, I think Netflix has the Zeta Gundam movies. I could be wrong. I don't know if they. I don't know if the West has the rights to the manga. But if they do, I think they. As far as I know, I think the manga did put more gave gave a couple of characters more development. I think they give Rekua a big a much bigger development in the manga and then rather than the anime series. So yeah, that's it. Zeta Gundam, pretty good show. Yeah, for those of you that have seen it, did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you have it, and if you want to, you can follow my Instagram, backlog, and letterbox down in the description down below. And with that out of the way, this is Namicon. I'll see you all next time.